Hello, I am the producer, director, whatever you might want to call, whatever Chad's TBI-Guy speaks on webs.com, TBI-Guy speaks on Facebook, and TBI-Guy speaks on YouTube. I'm the wife. And today's my birthday. I'm 40 and fabulous. So, as part of my birthday gift, I get to be on the video today. So today are my reflections on turning 40. And Chad might not have mentioned this before on any of his videos, but he's not the only one who has experienced a near-death experience. I think that was redundant. He's not the only one who's had a near-death experience and had to go through an awful lot. And if it weren't for Chad being as strong as he is and having gone through everything he went through, I might not be as strong as I am today or even be here today. So here are my reflections on turning 40. I am truly blessed to be turning 40 today. I don't feel old, except for my knees sometimes. I'm not experiencing any sort of midlife crisis. I'm not feeling like I'm over the hill. I don't plan to claim that I'm 29 or 39 for the foreseeable future, and I'm not in any way bemoaning my age. I'm 40, I'm owning it. So I'm embracing it. I'm honestly blessed to be alive and very blessed to be as healthy as I am. While I have, in my 40 years of life, experienced more pain than I thought possible back when I was 20, I'm aware of how that pain has brought me closer to God. And in turn, it's made me who I am today. God works miracles every single day, and most of those go unnoticed. We pray for them, but we don't always notice the little daily miracles that God sifts into our lives. And sometimes it's because we are looking through the wrong lens. Through the lens of hindsight, we can see those miracles. So the following are just a few of the miracles that God has worked in my life so far, and some of these do indeed include Chad. So 40 years ago today, at 11:33 in the morning, I was born to loving parents who struggled with infertility for 7 years. They had completely given up hope on having a child, and I was their miracle baby. Nearly 16 years ago, Chad Klosterman, TBI-Guy speaks, a walking, talking miracle himself, introduced himself to me online through Yahoo Personals. So those of you who are doing online dating, there are some good ones out there. He introduced himself to me, and for the past 15 years, we've been happily married. Just over 13 years ago, in December, our son Keegan was born after a difficult emergency cesarean section because he was in distress, and his umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck and his arm 3 times. After 8 hours in the NICU to monitor his O2 levels, Chad and I finally were able to hold the son that we'd prayed for so long. Like my parents, we too had struggled with infertility, and we were told that we would never be able to conceive. In fact, when I found out that I was pregnant and had 2 positive home pregnancy tests and a doctor's office pregnancy test that was positive, I went to my OBGYN and he said, "That's not possible." So he did a pregnancy test and he said it must be a false positive. I'm like, 4 false positives, really? And so he did an ultrasound. He said, "Yeah, you're pregnant. There's no like scientific medical reason for why this should have happened." So our son is a miracle.
God.
Yes, it's all God. Not quite 11 years ago, when I was only 29, and this is why I wouldn't want to claim that I'm 29 forever. 29 was not a good year to me. I nearly died from septic poisoning caused by a ruptured colon. A temporary colostomy and a colon resection surgery 6 months later allowed me to live colostomy free again, but that's a time in my life that I struggled a lot, and had Chad not been strong and reminded me that there were so many reasons to keep on living, I might have given into a lot of the depression and the dark thoughts that I had. Then, not quite 10 years ago, the surgeon who repaired and reconnected my colon also repaired 5 surgical hernias that I had. And he boldly told me what many doctors tell people who are obese, that I needed to lose weight or plan on living a miserable life, die young, due to obesity-related and other health conditions. You see, I wasn't this gorgeous beauty that you see before you my whole life. I weighed 280 pounds, 5'6½", 280 pounds. I wore a size 22, 24 pant, double extra large, and I was pre-diabetic. So doctors had told me to lose weight before that, but this doctor said, girl, you're gonna die, basically. And I took it to heart, and my husband definitely took it to heart, because that same year, Chad did something that most men would never dare to do for their wives. He came home with a scale. It was a gift for me. Now, had I been gung-ho on losing weight and everything, and really gung-ho, really wanted to do that, I might have been grateful. But I was very mean. It's one of the few times that I've used the D word, the 2-syllable D word that you should never mention to your spouse whom you love, because that shouldn't be thrown around. For me, divorce isn't an option. But on that day, it was on the table. He did this out of love to support me. And I wanted to become healthy, but I wasn't as motivated about getting healthy as he was as motivated to make me live longer. Our son was only 2.5 years old at the time, and Chad didn't want to lose his wife. So looking back, I really wish I'd been a little bit more grateful for his gift, and I had chosen some kinder words in response to his love put to action, because it did pay off. And just for the record, he married me at that weight and size. It wasn't like I ballooned up to that. And it gained a lot, and he was trying to get back to what he had, to the woman he'd loved before. He married me like that. It was truly because he wanted me to be healthy. So then for 3 years after that, after receiving that scale, and yes, I did get on the scale and bawled when I actually looked at my weight, because I was one of those girls that went to the doctor, and when they would take my weight, I would look away and say, don't tell me, because I didn't want to know. I was in denial. So for 3 years, from mid-2009 through early 2012, I worked hard to change my eating habits, to exercise, and to really exercise, and adopt a healthy lifestyle. It really took the first whole year to wrap my head around the fact that I needed to change my eating habits. I got into the exercising, and I liked the exercise, and I saw some weight drop, but it wasn't until I wrapped my head around eating right and not drinking a lot of pop and consuming calories through Mountain Dew on a daily basis that I started to really see the weight loss. And I have to give a little bit of credit, a little shout out to my son. At a very young age, honesty is always the best policy, and he ratted me out to Chad. Told him that I was drinking a Mountain Dew every day, and Chad said, I found your plateau, Emily. This is why you're not losing weight. So
it was a 24-ounce Mountain Dew.
So it was 2 cans of Mountain Dew. I was drinking one every single day. And I wasn't really considering liquids as calories. So I was literally drinking the calories I was trying to lose at the gym. Chad, what just happened to your phone? I can't find my notes now. I don't know how to do this.
Okay. You didn't touch it. It needed touched.
One moment, please. Technical difficulties. New phone, I don't know what I'm doing.
It needs to be touched.
Can you not say that? So, anyway, continuing. It took me 3 years, and at the end of those 3 years, as of January of 2012, I weighed 160 pounds. So having started out at 280, I was down to 160. I had lost 120 pounds. God gave me the strength I needed to persevere. Chad encouraged me each step of the way and made time to care for Keegan so that I had time to work out 5, 6, 7 days a week. And my family and friends supported my lifestyle. I've maintained that weight loss over the years thanks to God's grace. I do have some residual issues. I have scar tissue buildup from 5 major abdominal surgeries and some IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. So I've had some issues in the recent years with digestive problems and having to go to a lot of different doctors to figure out how to treat everything. But God has placed excellent medical care providers in my path for my treatment. So, conclusion for today's video, which has turned out to be longer than I expected. Sorry. It looks like I'm not the only one who's long-winded on these. Hindsight is 20/20. If you take nothing else from it, hindsight is 20/20. Praise be to God for his steadfast and faithful love and mercy. He's heard every single one of my prayers, and he's answered them according to his perfect will. God's grace is sufficient. So if you're ever asking yourself, how am I supposed to do this, God? God's not expecting you to do it by yourself. His grace is sufficient. So I look forward to what my 40s will bring because I am blessed to be alive. I'm very blessed to be married to my best friend, to the love of my life, and to be Keegan's mom, and very blessed to have the parents I have and loving in-laws, to serve as a teacher. Hey kids, if you're out there watching, hi, be nice to your old lady teacher. And I really do pray that God will just continue to bless me as he guides me along the path for the life he has planned for me. And I know that he will continue to bless our family. So thank you for your attention, and I hope that you learned a little bit from this. If nothing else, hindsight is 20/20. And ladies, if your husband brings home a scale and gives it to you, he loves you. Don't kill him.
And we do it because you always complain about it.
Yes.
So it's what we think we need to do because you're complaining about it.
Men are fixers. Girls want to be heard, but they don't really want to fix the problem all the time. They just want to vent. And guys are like, how can I fix this? And Chad's a fixer. So when I complained about my weight and told him everything about what the doctor said, he's like, I'm going to buy a scale. And I was like, that is not where I was going with this.
Drill sergeant came out.
Yes, but sometimes you need that. So, like, share, subscribe, TBI-Guy Speaks on YouTube, on Facebook, and tbiguyspeaks.webs.com. Comments are always appreciated.
Suggestions.
And suggestions for future videos. Chad kind of threw me on this, and I willingly accepted the challenge. He's giving me that look. But so happy birthday to me. If you're turning 40 sometime soon, or 50 or 60, whatever, keep in mind our son Keegan says that you're not old until you turn 70, and then you're only touching the O on old. So keep that in mind.
Age is just a number.
Age is just a number, and you're only as old as you behave. So sometimes I'm 12.
We're always 12.
Peace.